So for someone who's listening who's like, oh, committees and paperwork, that sounds so boring. Help people understand why it's actually not.
I actually love paperwork, so
So maybe it
so
is.
yeah, it's
For-
interesting to me. But seeing the impact it has on students and they're like, "This is life-changing." It's amazing, and we also have this little thing where students send in pictures of them attending the conference, and it's really nice being able to see all those pictures.
That is nice. So you're talking about committees and meetings and paperwork, which you might love, but even if someone else doesn't, what's really rewarding about it and exciting about it is what you get to do for other students and the impact that you get to make.
These are things and these are opportunities that I wish I would have found out about for myself when I was here for my first 3 years, and so seeing other people know about it and being able to take advantage of it, I'm proud of that.
I'm Beth Lesen, Vice President of Student Affairs and Enrollment at Cal State Long Beach, and this is Beach Peeps, a podcast about students, stories, and the interesting things happening on campus and beyond. Hi, Kim.
Hi, Beth.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good, good. Did you have a good break?
Yes, I did. I For the most part, it was a really good break. I got to do some traveling with my family.
Where'd you go?
I went to the Netherlands. It did not go as planned.
Were you able to make the best of it?
Yes and no, kind of. We tried to escape to go to Belgium because I had to get to London for, like to return something, and I knew I needed to go back to London, so I tried my best to get out of the Netherlands, and it was through Belgium, so we did have a little excursion to Belgium. It wasn't a fun excursion, but well, the experience itself wasn't fun, but then now retelling it, I'm proud of myself for, getting out of it.
Yeah, it's a good story. Yeah, that's often how that works out. Well, for people who don't know you, I do know you. For people who don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Kim, and I am graduating this year as a computer science student,
You sure are.
getting my bachelor's, and I'm the first one in my family to get a bachelor's degree.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
first-gen student.
Yeah.
And what other notable fact?
Um, I am the ASI Vice President of Finance for 2025-2026, and it's been honestly the most rewarding experience that I've ever had.
Has it? That's
Genuine.
a big claim.
I never expected myself to love it so much, but I really, really do enjoy everything that I do, even if it gets a little hectic sometimes.
What made you decide to run for office?
Well, to be honest, it was like the scholarships and everything that I wasn't aware of.
I think a lot of people aren't aware of them. Can you share what kind of scholarship you're talking about?
Yeah, so ASI has research scholarships and travel grants. So we have things for organizations as well as individuals. And I've been trying to stress that we have these research scholarships available for students. So if they want to do research on campus, we help support that up to $700 per student. And it's gone pretty much really underutilized
So a student can get up to $700 to go.
for their research, for their own research. Like if they want to conduct study and they have to read a novel for it, we could help support that in the fact that we could give money to for them to buy these novels. It comes in reimbursement form, so they would have to make the purchase first and then we would reimburse them. But there are these things that I didn't even know existed. And if they wanted to do research off campus, we would help them fund that plane ticket to go. And I didn't know that before. And
Wow.
I feel like it's not too late, but it is a lot later than I would have hoped to have known about it. I wish I knew. Yeah.
But what made you also get a scholarship for doing the job? Did you know that you would get a scholarship before you decided to run?
I did not know.
You just ran and then found out, by the way, you get this huge scholarship for doing this job that you just ran for.
I found out from my friend. Yes.
Wow. So that wasn't an incentive for you to run. Why did you run?
Well, I don't know. I saw everything Andre was doing last year, and it seemed really cool what he was doing. Never I wasn't friends with him at the time, but I saw it the way he reported. Well, I saw him on social media through a video, and then at my first technically Senate meeting, I wasn't a senator, but then I attended because I was being sworn in for the UREC Board of Trustees. It was also a part of student government, and I saw his reports and the way he reported to Senate, and I also wasn't super familiar with what he does, but then I heard elections were coming up, so that's when I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna apply."
You said, let's just see.
Yeah, but then I didn't really know what the role meant, which was kinda bad, but
It's not optimal to run for something if you don't know what it is, but it's better than not doing anything.
yeah, but it seemed kinda fun, so I was like, I'll give it a try." And then if anything, I was just gonna reach out to them, withdraw that application, and do another role within student government.
You know what I think is great about that? What I think is great about that is that you kept the option available for yourself. You were like, I'm not sure, but I know that if I apply, I can always withdraw. But if I don't apply, it's not a choice anymore. And that was a really smart thing you did.
Yeah, I had 2 applications available or ready, but then I submitted the 2 applications, one for the role that I was in the previous year, whether I was just gonna submit that and repeat it or do this one the way I saw Andre was doing. So, I decided I met then that's when I met Andre and I met Matt, who was the VP from last year, and then I got to know them, became great friends with them, and they pushed me to
And
submit
they
it.
encouraged
Yeah.
you. Yeah. They said, go for it. You should totally do it.
Yeah, so after I met them, that was kind of I applied, like, 10 minutes before the application window closed.
You're kidding. You
No.
just under the wire.
Yeah, 'cause I talked to them, and I was still hesitant after I talked to them, but then they really pushed me to do it, so very grateful to them.
That's wonderful. You mentioned the UREC board. Can you say what that is?
That is essentially a board consisting of, different students on different, like, subcommittees, essentially making decisions and bringing forth everything that all the concerns that they hear regarding the student union and the student recreational wellness center, everything that they hear that students have concerns about to bring to the board so that we can help fix the facilities, the services available, and like the programming so that we could help make it better for students. And that was how I initially joined student government.
Did you have to run for a position on that board or were you appointed?
You do have to run for a position typically, but then the way I did it was I applied halfway through the year, so there was a vacancy, and I was elected at small amongst the board members.
Okay. And how did you even find out about that board?
Well, my sister introduced me to it. I was kind of in a place where I was stuck and I didn't know what to do next. And she's like, "Why don't you do this?" And I was like, "Maybe should I?" I was really hesitant to even do that, but I'm glad I did that. I wasn't sure whether it was for me because everything that I've done in my college experience previously, it was geared towards computer science because all I knew was like my career was going to be in computer science, was going to be in technology. Yeah. And she was like, "If you don't like it, why don't you just do this instead?" And I was like, "I'll give it a try."
So what I'm hearing is a lot of like, well, I'll see. I'll give it a
Uncertainty.
try. Who knows? Yeah. You were very open to checking things out even if you weren't sure that it was for you.
Yeah, there was a lot of uncertainty, and that's why I think that now being able to say that it was the best decision I've ever made, it's huge.
Why was it the best decision you've ever made?
I built a community around everybody in ASI. I met the most amazing advisors. Shout out to Laura, who
Laura Butt. Everyone loves Laura Butt.
everything she says just really sticks with me. Like everything. When I was stuck in Amsterdam, her
Did you call
words,
Laura Butt
I
from
didn't
Amsterdam?
I didn't call her, but her words kept like circling in my mind.
Oh, she's gonna love knowing that. Did you tell her?
I did tell her, yeah. Her words kept circling in my mind, what she says about like basically how to get out of that situation. Like, "Oh, you're stronger than this," and whatnot. It stuck with me. So, I loved being able to meet Laura, yeah. And then I got to meet a lot of new friends from different majors because before all I knew were people studying computer science.
That makes sense.
And now being able to meet so many different people from different majors, it's really nice. And another really nice thing, the Student Research Fund, because that's the applications that we get the most. I am so grateful to be able to submit these reimbursement forms to help them attend these conferences.
Super rewarding.
It really
You
is.
feel like you really made an impact.
Yeah, you could directly see the impact that you have on the students, and you could really see, like, the stats and, like, All the spreadsheets. It's all in the spreadsheets, and you could really see it.
It's on the spreadsheets. So tell me a little bit, what does your role do in student government?
Essentially, on paper, what we do is every week, the vice president of finance is in charge of the business and finance committee, is the chair for that committee. So we put together agenda packets and review applications, and everything after we review it, the initial review with Laura, it would finally go forth to the board, and then we also look over policies and make notes of any changes that need to be reflected for the following year, small things like that. But also, whenever there are student concerns that go to the front desk, it initially goes to the overall student government inbox, but we would bring it to the exec meetings so that we could discuss it and elevate it to you or to the president.
So for someone who's listening who's like, "Oh, committees and paperwork, that sounds so boring." Why help people understand why it's actually not?
It's I actually love paperwork, so
So maybe it
so
is.
yeah, it's
Ver
interesting to me.
You do, you love paperwork. There are, like, 4 people out there who are gonna identify with that.
I do like the paperwork, but seeing the impact it has on students and the emails, I mean, I don't love the emails, but the paperwork I do love. The emails, it's when they say, "Oh, thank you so much, like, this is really impactful. Thank you," like, after they come to the committee hearings, and then I send them the notification of how much they're awarded by the board, like, "Oh, the board is granting you $500 to attend this," and they're like, "This is life-changing." It's amazing, and we also have this little thing where students send in pictures of them attending the conference, and it's really nice being able to see all those pictures.
That is nice. So you're talking about committees and meetings and paperwork, which you might love, but even if someone else doesn't, what's really rewarding about it and exciting about it is what you get to do for other students and the impact that you get to make.
Yeah, because I think these are things and these are opportunities that I wish I would have found out about for myself when I was here for my first 3 years, and so seeing other people know about it and being able to take advantage of it, I'm proud of that. Yeah.
How can we help students to learn about these kinds of opportunities and resources earlier? Like it took you years, excuse me, to even know that this existed. What do we do? How do we tell people?
I think starting from, like, a department level because students tend to care about communication coming from their department chairs or their professors. So, if the department chairs send out a notification about this, I think I would care about it more than if the university sent it out
Oh,
because
that's good information
yeah, I would feel like it pertains more
to your
to
major.
my major
Yeah.
because if it's a university-wide thing, they could send it out for, say, an the art students, whereas I'm, like, all the way over engineering and it doesn't really apply to me, so it's kinda hard to filter out that communication from the university.
I wonder how many department chairs even know about these opportunities. Like they probably don't even know.
Yeah, I actually got a message from a couple department chairs, and they weren't aware of
Yeah.
opportunities for students.
This is kind of the complication of being at such a huge school, right? Like, on the one hand, we have all of these opportunities, but on the other hand, it's really hard to get all of the information about all these opportunities out to all of the students when in the ways that they're going to pay attention to it and when they actually are going to care. So we need there, but the answer isn't always more communication because the more we communicate, the more noise it creates. So it's a very complicated strategy to figure out how to get information to people that they want in the way that they want it, when they want it. So the fact that you were able to get people to pay attention to something is huge.
Yeah,
It's a big deal.
I try to stress that whenever I communicate with student orgs, I tell them that these are opportunities they could also apply for as individual students, even if they're there for their organization.
And you spend a lot of time with different student organizations and that's how you got the information out to people.
Yes, yeah. As the part of the job for the BPF, it would be to host physical certifications, and so I hosted a lot. I believe it was like 18 to 20 sessions in the fall semester, and then an additional 6 during the spring semester, and I feel like it's really nice to be able to connect with orgs that way. Yeah, and then going to Week of Welcome to help answer any of their questions, being
And you
out
meet
there.
with me monthly
Yeah,
to advocate for things that students care about. And so basically, we've been meeting once a month since the beginning of the year. And so I want to gloat for a minute because I just want to point out, can we just take a minute to acknowledge the fact that parking this semester was so much better than last semester?
it was. I was actually just gonna bring that up during our next meeting.
Thank you. I need just a little bit of love for that. Because last semester, everyone was so upset. And this semester, not at all. So
Yeah,
much better, right?
I haven't heard a single complaint. Someone actually brought it up. They were like, it was a truth and a lie that we were supposed to say in class, and someone was like, "I had no trouble finding parking this morning." If everyone was like, "Oh, wait, that's kinda hard," because nobody else had trouble finding parking, so why would they? And they're like, "Yeah, surprisingly, I was able to find parking so fast."
Yay! That was a big complaint. And so I'm glad that it got a lot better. And, the reason I bring it up with you is because you and Sunny and Shelton have been very on top of that on behalf of students all year.
Yeah, that's why we're so happy.
Yeah. Yes. So what else did you make besides the scholarships and, research grants? What other kinds of things have you, made a priority in your time in your role?
One of the other things that I've prioritized was financial literacy for students, and this
That makes
was
sense because 'cause you're finance
yeah.
VP.
I I've had to kind of teach myself all about finances ever since I was a kid because my parents didn't know how to speak English. And so whenever it came to like any government forms, taxes, or anything, I've learned how to work with that at a really young age.
I think a lot of our students have been in similar situations, so I think that'll really relate.
And I did my own research, but then for people who don't want to really do that kind of research, because it does take up a lot of time, I feel I felt like if there was some like financial literacy workshop that they can attend for just a couple hours that they could learn more about taxes, especially since it's tax season, or 401ks, retirement. I know that
It's far
it's
off,
far off, but
but
then
it's
it's still
still
important.
important.
Yeah.
Yes, it's important to understand.
Yeah, so that's something that we've been working on. We did it in the fall semester. The attendance wasn't as great as I'd hoped it'd be, but we're also trying to revamp it for the spring semester, so it's coming up soon.
It's when is it? Do you know?
Yes, it's coming up soon. It's on February 25th. It's on a Wednesday. So we're trying to change the time, the duration, and just everything about the workshop, including like the marketing. So hopefully that'll get students to attend. And we want them to attend because it's beneficial for them. Even if we can reach one or two students with these workshops, I personally think it would have benefited me a lot. I mean, I attended last, even though I helped host it. I also did attend. I
There's
sat
still
in.
stuff to learn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I found out from, well, I kinda knew, but then it was also annoying to have it be confirmed that dealerships try to scam you out of these interest rates.
It's true.
Yeah. And so that was one thing that got confirmed or technically learned during the last session that I attended.
How did you learn about personal finance? You said, like, you taught yourself. Do you have a favorite book that you read or a website that you go to all the time?
I honestly just use TikTok.
TikTok. No.
TikTok is one, and I also use, well, just any website that pops up on Google and the IRS website.
Okay, can I give you resources?
Yes.
Because I actually sit on the board for the National Endowment for Financial Education, so I would like to give you resources that there are some videos, there's some reading. I'm sure that you are fine with reading a book, but, I will give you resources because TikTok. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna get past this.
Not all of it's super reliable, but the IRS website will confirm everything.
True. Tell me what kind of time demand it's been. Like, how have you navigated actually, I'm not gonna ask you to tell me because I already know. I know that it takes a lot of time to be an ASI executive. How have you managed balancing that with the work that you have to do for school?
I've been managing it pretty well, so it's not super hard. I am kind of obsessed with calendars
Yeah, you're pretty
and
on top of
notebooks.
things.
Yeah.
You've got your stuff together.
Yeah, I have 2 different notebooks that I use as planners, and I like putting stickers on them, so it's super fun to use, and I also
You're
use
one of those
calendar.
people, like straight edges and lines and color coding and yeah.
Yes, it's super therapeutic.
My brain doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it's one of my hobbies ever since I was a kid, so
Melissa, who sits next to me, her brain works that way. My brain doesn't work that
oh,
way.
scrapbooking and everything. It's super fun.
Yes.
Yeah, so I use journaling systems to keep myself organized,
Yeah.
and I try to get up early in the mornings because 'cause I'm not really, like, a night work person, and it's hard getting up in the mornings, but still.
You're actually the polar opposite of me. I can't get up in the mornings. I'm totally a late night person. I'm a mess all the time. You're like organized, early morning, ready to go.
I'm always one of the first ones in the office.
Oh, amazing. That's going to serve you well for a long time.
I hope so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. For people who are interested in getting involved with ASI, first of all, I am interested in making sure that people know what kind of scholarship you get for being an officer. Are you open to sharing that with people? Because for a lot of people, that's a big motivator for involvement.
Yeah. So this, scholarship that you get from ASI, it comes in a monthly basis, and essentially, if a student because a lot of students actually this is perfect because a lot of students actually have come to me asking about if they wanted to become an ASI exec, do I think they can handle it with a second job with a job?
Do you?
Because I don't think people need to take on a second job in order to do this because the ASI scholarship is meant to also help you ASI being an ASI exec is essentially a job is the job. So,
And you get paid
you
well
get
enough
paid
that you don't have to
that is
take the second
yes.
job.
Yeah, so it will be able to help you cover rent and food, and we have, like, resources like the pantry if it's not enough to cover it, but I don't think that students should be turned away from being an ASI exec if they're concerned about having to take on a second job. Yeah, because people have come to me about that. They're like, "I don't know if I can afford to keep my job, which that I need to live if I want to be an ASI exec, but then I want to do it."
You're like, but you get
Yeah, but
paid
you get
to
paid to it.
be
Yeah,
the exec. So you might not need that second job.
yeah, and they were kinda like in my situation, I wasn't aware of the scholarship, and they weren't either, and that's why they were asking me about it, and I'm not sure how well known the ASI scholarship is, but it exists, and I don't think any student should be deterred away from applying for the position.
That's why I want people to know because a lot of people don't do it because they've got a job, but actually it pays. And it pays decently. Like you can probably do it without a second job, but if you do need a second job, you probably won't need very many hours. So it's a good option, especially if you need to support yourself. Yeah. And what if people are interested in getting involved with ASI? How would they do that?
Just in general, I think, any vacancies that they feel apply to them and they could help represent that community, and they're, of course, passionate or interested in that particular area or community that they represent, then I think they could do it.
Why are you passionate about representing other students?
From the financial standpoint, if students don't have access to the finances in order to attend a university or attend certain conferences, they shouldn't be worried about that. I know that when I was first starting off with college, I heard about all these conferences and I get financial aid. So it wasn't a concern as to whether or not I would be able to pay for college, but the concern was would I be behind everyone else if I couldn't
The
attend
extra
the
things. Yeah.
conferences that they were doing?
Mhm.
And so that was what I was concerned about. So I had like a million jobs when I was in college. This for before I became an exec, I had a million jobs. I worked at Yogurtland, a coffee shop.
I know you made boba.
Yeah, I made boba. I also worked at a separate coffee shop. So I had a million jobs, but all of that would just go towards funding conferences. Like if there were other resources that I could find to help me go to these conferences, I would have loved it.
And you wouldn't have needed to work as much.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so that's why I feel like being able to help other people go to these conferences that I wanted to go to so bad. Yeah, I remember Grace Hopper conference. That's a really expensive conference, and we were able to help support students go to that. And when I was a freshman, starting off with computer science, I really wanted to go to that conference as well.
Why? What's the big deal about a conference?
It helps you make connections and helps you get your foot into the industry, and I feel like a conference would be able to make or break and, like, change your entire career. If you meet an executive there, then they could help you get a job.
Yeah, you're right. So it takes you out of the classroom and helps you to connect with the actual field that you want to be in. And so that's why you're passionate about it. You want to see students really have that connection to their fields, get out of the classroom and start meeting people who do what you want to do and could help you.
Mhm.
And having the money to be able to do that is powerful.
Yes. Yeah, because it's not just the conference registration fees, it's the flights, the hotels, and
It's very
ASI does help
expensive.
support that.
Yeah, it's very expensive. Do you miss making boba?
I make boba at home actually,
Do
so
you really?
yes.
Is it hard?
It's not that hard. Well, it's because I get the ones from the supermarket where you just boil it for about, like, half an hour, so it's not super hard.
You can just get this from the supermarket?
Yes. They have them
I
in
don't know how I
little
feel
pop
about this.
packets.
I feel like if I bring it home once, my kids are gonna expect me to make boba for them every day. Maybe we don't tell them.
Perhaps not, yeah.
Maybe we don't tell them, but
Yeah.
you just boil it?
Yeah, you just boil it and you stir it 30 minutes and it's ready.
Okay, that's not bad. Maybe that's okay.
Yeah, but I mean, every day it would get a little tedious.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't do it too often.
Is this your last semester?
Yes, it is.
Are you excited to graduate?
I am.
What are you gonna do after you graduate?
I
Are you sick of
am
that question?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sick of that question. It helps if it makes me think. Yeah. I mean, I think I want an analyst position because I've already told you I love spreadsheets, organization, so I wanna be an analyst, but I don't know what industry or what field just yet.
Okay,
So I'm still searching.
okay. Have you started a job search yet?
I have,
You have.
and it's really, really discouraging.
Is it? Why?
Yeah, it's just there are a lot of jobs out there,
Yes.
and I
That
know
should be encouraging.
every student goes through this, but there are so many jobs out there, but when you click apply, it's a 50-step process that takes 30 minutes per application, and you sometimes don't even get an answer. Like, at least if you wanna reject me, at least let me
At least
know.
tell me you're rejecting me.
But then I go months without an answer, without it's just, "Oh, thank you for applying." It's not, "Oh, we're sorry, too many applicants," or anything, or "Congratulations, you moved to the next step." There's no communication.
So it's important for students to start early because it takes a lot to do these applications.
Yeah.
Have you used the Career Center?
I was checking them out, but then I haven't, like, applied through there yet.
Let's get you back in there.
Yeah, I think I might need to.
Yeah.
It's getting a little too real now.
Yeah. It's getting very real.
Yes.
If you were asked to give advice to a new student, brand new student just coming to Cal State Long Beach, after being here for as long as you have been and being in a lot of spaces that most students don't go into as a representative, what advice do you have for a new student?
Is that I think the advice I would give to them is that they should know that administrators care.
Oh, I didn't expect you to say that, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, that people care,
We
and
do.
I had a meeting with the president this morning, and the issues that we bring up, that students bring up to ASI so that ASI could elevate that, it is heard and the problems are fixed. Like, if you look around, there is a ton of new seating that the university has put in, and obviously, I know with the concerns about the union, I am not this is my last semester, I wanted to enjoy the
Yeah,
union,
it
but
stinks that
yeah,
it stinks that it's not open. I want it to be open too. It just needs to be renovated. There's no great time for that.
yeah, and there's a lot of dust, and those are things that we can't fix, but things that we can fix. I do want students to know that administrators
Yeah.
do hear all of that, and, like, the parking concerns, I think it's fixed for
We
at
fixed it
least
for
yeah,
now.
for now. Yeah.
We fixed it for now, and we did get a lot more seating because you told us to. Because students told you and you told us.
Yeah. And so I think knowing that people care, and not just administrators, but, like, your professors. I've had great professors.
They do care.
Yeah, and I wanted to drop out of computer science. I had this one professor, Professor Susan. I went to her office hours because when I opened up a terminal, I it looked black and I was like, "I don't know what I'm doing. I don't think I should be in here." She was like, "No, we need more women in engineering, and you need to stick through it with at least the first semester." And so I did stick through with it in the first semester, and it wasn't too bad.
No.
Yeah.
And here you are, you're gonna graduate with that degree. Sometimes all we need is a little bit more encouragement. You're very capable. Anything that you chose, you would have been able to do.
Yeah, and I didn't believe that until she was like, "Just stick. It's your first class, just stick with it."
It's really powerful when someone helps us believe in ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and now I can't believe I'm graduating with a CS degree.
You totally are. I can't wait to see you cross that stage in your capping gown.
Yeah, I'm so excited, and now we're graduating on campus.
We are. We are. Graduating on campus, I think people have wanted that for a long time. I'm glad that we can give it to them.
Yeah, a lot of students are really happy about it.
I'm glad. Well, Kim, I'm excited. I can't wait to see you graduate. I've been so grateful for your leadership. You've been a really phenomenal, very responsible representative for students. You've done a really great job elevating people's concerns and working with administration so that, really guiding us and helping us to know what improvements will make a difference for students. If we didn't have people doing what you do, we would have a hard time knowing what we could do to make students' lives better on campus. So your role has been incredibly important and you've done it so well.
Thank you.
I'm excited to see you graduate, but I'm also going to miss you a lot.
Thank you. I'll be coming back. My sister still goes to school here.
Okay, great. That always makes me feel better. I'm happy for you, but really hard to say goodbye. So I'm glad you'll be visiting.
Yeah, I'll be coming back very often.
Thanks for doing this, Kim.
Thank you.